When you are looking for information that is accurate and correct for an academic school project or paper, it is important that you find a reliable resource. And we have some here available here at Drew and also on your Chromebooks. So when you are logged in on your Chromebook, you're going to go over to the SCPS tab. And you're going to go down directly. This is the fastest way, but you could go through our library website as well. But you're going to go to Destiny. And this is the library homepage. It might have, when you go to Destiny, it might have a link of all of the Drew websites, or sorry, the Stafford County School websites, and you would go over to where it says middle school and go directly to Drew. I think mine is definitely linked with Drew since I go there quite often. And then if you just hover over here, we have a lot of different resources that are available, like the Online Britannica Library, which is what your teacher is going to have you use to find real articles that have accurate and correct information. So once you click on that, you will have the children, young adults, and reference center. Here, choose young adults. If you are brand new or you're still, learning English every day, your teacher may guide you to use children's, but young adults will most likely be what most of our students here need. And here, if you needed some guidance and help with looking for things on research tools and finding things to make a works cited page, it actually will help you with all of that. But since your teacher has given you a topic to research, you're going to go here just like you would do with a Google toolbar and click search. I am going to choose a different location just to model what you guys will be doing for your location for geography. So my next wishful place I'd like to go to is Costa Rica. If I could spell it. There we go. Costa Rica. Here we go. Now it has a recommended article. I'm going to go to view all results because if you just press enter, you'll see many results. So here it says it's displaying 1 of 10 of 47 results. And usually, just like with Google, except here they're not going to give you any ads to try to get you to click on it, to buy something. Here they actually have the most relevant articles with the most number of times the topic you searched is the top pick, okay? Here you can find articles, images, and videos that you can use to help you while writing your essay or report. Anything you use, you can actually cite, or it's basically a little list at the end of your paper that says where I got all my information from. That is called the works cited page. So here's my Costa Rica. I'm going to click on it, and I want to know about the flag of Costa Rica, the capital, and I want to know about the land of Costa Rica. Your teacher may guide you in choosing the correct reading level that is going to help you to understand and also learn new vocabulary. So reading level 1 is the most easy to reading level 3, which would be for a lot of you 8th graders. So this is kind of, I would say, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Or if you are learning English and it's still kind of new, this would be the most basic. It depends on what your teacher suggests. I always think number 2 right in the middle is just fine. So here the article is actually broken down into certain sections. So here we have a brief introduction. Okay, if there's something that if you're unsure of and you click on it, it will actually take you to a definition with more information of that link. Okay, so here I'm going to go over down to the land and the climate. Okay, I'm going to pretend that is what I am looking at and I'm curious about. And I'm reading this and I'm going, oh my goodness, this is just perfect, okay? And the thing is, when you are doing research, I don't want to just copy and paste it over into my report and say, here, teacher, I found the information. I want to take this information and use it in my own words to let the teacher know that I have learned something and that I think it is important for my paper, or to maybe prove a point, maybe compare and contrast two places, whatever your task is for any writing project. All right, so as I'm reading here, I can see Costa Rica is bounded on the east and northeast by the Caribbean Sea. Ooh, okay. An extension of the Atlantic Ocean. On the west and the south coast lies the Pacific Ocean. Oh my goodness, it is just sounds like heaven. All right, it tells me it is bordering Nicaragua on the north and on the opposite border with Panama. All right, and I'm going through, and they start to talk about, ooh, the mountains, and I believe they even have some volcanoes in Costa Rica. Let's go now, right? That's what we're thinking. But say I've read this entire article, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look, it talks about the economy. It talked about a brief history. How wonderful. Now, I could directly quote from this. I can paraphrase some parts of it so that it helps me to, when I'm writing my paper, to be as clear as I want to be and use only the information that I want to use. Okay, so I can actually, you can select this link to save it for later, but this paper will actually help you to cite it. And there's a way to cite, here you see here, to cite information you find on the internet, okay? Online encyclopedias that other groups or companies or here school libraries have paid for you to use, you would like to cite those because it makes sure that the information that you are getting it from is accurate. But you could cite any website that your teacher says is okay. And it shows you here the breakdown of how you would write this citation. And this is a direct citation. For your teacher said use MLA, and so you can select and copy to make it to your works cited page. Okay, and what's nice is that whenever you go back to your works cited page, it would take you back to this link. Now, if you go over, all right, I'm going to show you how, and it depends on how you're organizing it. My teacher would have had me go to my Google Drive and make a new folder that said, you know, geography paper, right? So that might be what your teacher says. But for this, I'm going to go over to Docs, okay? And I'm going to show you the next kind of trick that will help you with writing an essay. So up here, we have the blank document, and then you have all of these different templates. And there's one that's actually for reports that are in MLA, okay? Now, this is not a report that's already done for you that you can borrow and take claim of, all right? You might even kind of look closer. Let's make this a little bigger. You might even look closer and go, these aren't even words, right? Okay, so here, this is just showing you a very brief way that the papers you write in MLA are formatted. So you'd have your name, your teacher's name, your subject of the class you're in, and the date that the paper is due. You then have the title of your report. It's not the title of the article you just read, it's just the title of your report. And then you would write. You might have a section header, you might not, it just depends. Okay, it even shows you how to do subsection headings. You might just have straight paragraphs going on and on, but it gives you the whole breakdown. Okay, and so here, this is kind of your introduction, then you have your other paragraphs, and then it has your very brief conclusion. It'll tell you when you need to not be indented or to be indented. But take note of page 3. This is a bunk works cited. So here, I can go ahead and I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to Control C, or you can click paste, right? So it might tell you Control V, and it automatically put it in the format that was on the works cited in Britannica. How easy is that? And then if you need to go back to that article later, that hyperlink really does work. But what's neat is it tells your teacher the day you accessed it. So it tells you, so here we have, these are all print resources, but for website resources, it automatically does it in the correct format, which is fantastic. There are other parts to a MLA document that your teacher can share with you in terms of the type of font you will use, the size of your text, how big your margins are. You'll notice that here in the heading, it has a number. Sometimes it should have, maybe I might put my last name, Branscombe, and I click out. And when you're writing a paper, every page has the student who wrote the paper is there as well. But that's another side lesson. This was just to enforce or to reinforce with you all how you can locate information. And say you're going back, you can go back to the young adults homepage and go and search for more information. And again, the research tools, it helps you to go through all of the major steps of how to complete a research topic, okay? Gathering information from books, websites, and more. This is free and wonderful, and it's here for you. Good luck, everybody, with your works cited and finding information for your project. Thank you.